The Walmart logo reflects the overall image of the brand, which is practicality, which is why if you look at the logo, it hasn't gone under much change because consistency is what you can count on from Walmart. From the logo in 1992 to 2008 to the logo today, 2011, the changes are the font color going from a darker shade of blue to a lighter shade of blue, removing the hyphen and making Walmart one word, making the letters from all uppercase to lowercase, and also shifting the star from the middle to the end of the word. So you can say that the logo hasn't been changed, but just tweaked. So consistency, that's the secret behind it all. You can count on Walmart to be Walmart. You know what you're gonna get. So that's to save more and live better, always.
Alright. Out of these two logos, which one is used now?
It's that one.
Alright, which one do you find more appealing?
That one will be.
Why?
It has color.
Alright. And same questions. Out of these two, which one is used now?
That's the current one.
And which one do you find more appealing?
That one's more good.
Why's that?
The design is just better. Like, and it includes the name of the company.
Yeah. Alright.
Design.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
You're on. I'm going double.
Logo changes attract attention. In Starbucks' case, they've changed theirs 3 times in the company's history. Each time they've updated their logo, they've taken out words or made the siren bigger. They attempt to embrace their heritage while keeping the brand up to date. Following the steps of Nike and Apple, they've taken out their name and left only the siren. This change shows that Starbucks is so confident in their recognition that they don't need their name on everything to show who they are, because everyone immediately knows it's Starbucks when they see the green mermaid. Minimalism is a very trending style, and Starbucks is trying to go along with that. By removing the name, they make the logo more simple, clean, and more elegant. In the interviews we did, we showed them the previous logo and the new logo, and a lot of the people preferred the old logo as it said Starbucks, and they didn't like the new logo. And a few people like the new one for its simplicity, but other than that, they preferred the first one.
Hey, out of these two logos, which one is used now? Which one is more appealing to you?
That one.
Why?
I don't know.
And you know what company it's for?
Apple.
Okay. Same questions for these. Which one's used now?
I think this one is now.
Yes, it is. Which one is more appealing?
I actually like the original.
Why is that?
I don't know, it just appeals to me more, I guess, the words and whatnot.
Okay, thank you. Okay, just by looking at the Apple logo, people automatically know what it is. The rainbow logo started in 1976 and was used to 1998. The bite in the apple was put in there to represent an apple, and so people don't mistake it for a tomato. For the rainbow stripes on the logo, Steve Jobs is rumored to have insisted on using colorful logo as a means to humanize the company. He wanted the green at the top just to represent the leaf at the top. And Steve Jobs was always looking for a change in any kind of thing that he did. So when he changed the new logo, he wanted it to match the new sleek and new cutting-edge products. So that's why he made it more modern and more high-tech looking. And when we went out on the street to do the interviews between the logos, most people knew exactly what the logo represented, and they knew which one was in use today because you don't really see the rainbow logo much anymore. But when we asked which one was more appealing to people, a lot of people said the rainbow one because it was just more colorful and more bright. But when people said the new modern one, they said that one looks like today, more today's time, and it fit the new Apple products better.
For it. Out of these two logos, which one is used now? Which one do you find more appealing? Why do you think that? And out of these two logos, which one is used now?
That one?
And which one do you find more appealing? Why?
has words.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Nike has one of the most recognizable logos. The overall logo of the company itself has always kept the same basic swoosh design and undergone very few changes. The swoosh was designed in 1971 by Carolyn Davidson. Phil Knight had found her in the hallway at a school he was teaching at, and she was working on a drawing project, so he offered her a few bucks to do design work for his company. And that's where she came up with the swoosh design. Since then, the company has not really done much to change the logo. In 1978, they just moved where the logo said the word Nike. They moved it above the swoosh a little bit more and changed the font. In 1985, they added a red background around the swoosh and the word Nike. In 1995, they trademarked the swoosh, and eventually that allowed it had become recognizable enough that they dropped the word Nike completely from the logo, and it's just the swoosh now.
Whatever y'all are.
Okay, out of these two logos, which one is used today? That one. This one, which one do you say?
What?
Which one do you say? This one? Okay, which one is more appealing?
Wrong way.
The answer is that one. Why do you say this one?
I like the color better.
Okay, why do you say this one?
It looks more sleek.
Okay. Same question for these. Which one's used today?
Wrong way.
Yeah, that one. Okay, which one's more appealing?
I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one. Why do y'all say this one?
I like the brand. I like the design better. There's a little more recognition there. I don't know what that could be if it wasn't Nintendo Starbucks was just common knowledge.
Okay. Same answer? Yeah.
Alright, thank you.
Coca-Cola has been a mainstay in American culture for decades, ever since the company's founding in the late 19th century. The advertising campaigns for the company tend to focus on a sense of consistency that they're trying to build within their customer base. They want people to think that when they open that can of Coca-Cola, it's going to be the same beverage that they get every time. It's consistent. This shows through their advertising and through their logo, which has been the same since the company's founding. They strayed from this pattern once when they tried to introduce New Coke in 1985, which turned into an epic failure on the company's part. Since then, they've tried to refocus on the classic Coke image, not changing the cans or the bottles very much. With the exception of the last few years, they tried to put alternative art on the cans with surfboards in the summertime, leaves in the winter, and most recently, white cans with polar bears on them. This change was seen by the public as good but shocking. Like Starbucks and Nike and Walmart, people recognize Coca-Cola. They don't think of it as something that should change. It's consistent, and people want that, and they like it. That's my time.